Alright, really good back workout today. I'm wearing these elbow races that I wore when I was building the camper because I'm getting this really bad pain. I think I talk about it I'm trying to show you, like right here. I guess they call it tennis elbow, but really bad pain. Like I can't even like pick up my drink and take a drink without crying out, wincing. So changing my workout a little bit because of that. I'm gonna separate back and biceps and do like I used to do, triceps and biceps together. I'll try that for a little while. Also that tricep where I do full, partial, full reps, I'm dropping those. I'm gonna drop that for like 6 months and just work on strength. Because if I do that bodybuilding contest in October, I want to build like 20 more pounds of mass right now, so I need to add some strength to my training. And then, just a minute. She wants to know what I'm doing. She kills my recordings. Anyways, if I'm gonna do that contest, I want to add some strength, mass, they go together. So, all right, guys, get after it. Don't make excuses. Make plans and execute them. See you in the funny pages. So I'm using the same flooring I used before from the same place, Home Depot. And I'm going to, because of all the dust and the sawdust and everything like that that's been collecting over the time, decided to go ahead and use the glue, the spray glue, on the plywood right away. Not wait to see if it sticks. And right there, that's the barn door piece for the bathroom. I decided to go ahead and lay the floor first before I install the walls. It gives me a little bit more insulation. It makes it easier. I don't have to cut around the wall and things like that. So it's not a weight-bearing wall or load-bearing wall. So it should be fine. Typically when you lay floor, you're supposed to start in the center of the room. However, I wanted to continue the pattern that I already started in the walkway. Remember when I first put that first floor in, how many times am I going to say first? I wanted an aisleway where you could see a whole row of tiles. I didn't want to do half and half, you know, then I have to cut both sides. I wanted as many full sheets of tiles as I could possibly use. And so I'm just going to continue that pattern right there in the center and work my way back towards the end of the camper. Watch this. It's not going to stick. See? And you guys saw me vacuum that, what, 3 times? It's just too much dust, too much sawdust. And I probably should have, like I told you before, did a whole coat of that water-resistant primer on all the plywood. If I could go back in time, that's what I would do. And I recommend other people, if you're putting any type of plywood up, whether it be the subflooring or the subwall, excuse me, I'd go ahead and use primer. Or use the 90 proof super spray glue that I used. Once it hardens, man, that stuff's like a rock. So while that glue dries and the floor gets nice and hard and compact, I'm going to work on the closet cabinet. And yeah. So it's a horrible camera view, so I'm not going to show it to you. But all I did was score the edge of the vinyl that overlapped. I just ran the blade along the underneath of it and then bent it, and it popped right off, tore it right off. So I decided to build a countertop on the top of this closet area, storage area. Kind of like the countertop I did for the sink area, epoxy. I want to do another design though. Had something in my mind about a map and maybe like a treasure map type idea. So now I'm looking for pictures, I'm looking for ideas that I can, what's it called? Mod Podge. And plaster that stuff up there, then put the epoxy on top of it. I show you step by step how I do that. I'll show you that later. Taking a break from the countertop, and I'm going to work on the table again. I made these pieces to fit underneath the table. That way I can mount the bracket for the table pole right underneath the table. I don't know if that makes sense, but you'll see in a minute. If you guys remember from an earlier episode, I realized that the brace that I made for the table pole was too short. It needed to be longer. It needed to extend out further. And I did that in a different episode. Polygelled it, stained it, polygelled it, got it prepared. Now I'm ready to install it, get that table pole installed as well. As you guys saw, inside the walkway where I'm mounting this brace, there's not much room. So I need to pre-drill all my holes, get my countersunk holes done as well, and that way I can put the screws in and then put the rounded plugs. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Then I can install the rounded plugs as well and stain them and polygel them. So I need to raise the pedestal's base up a little bit. Can't remember exactly why off the top of my head, but I just know I needed to. So I cut out a piece of the 3/8 plywood and stained it. While it's drying now, I want to work on another project. Anybody know what I'm going to work on right now? sure that as soon as you see this plywood up here, you figured it out, right? That's right. I'm working on the sliding barn door. So this is the actual door that will attach to the mechanism that slides along the track. This is the actual door. And I'm using a piece of the thin plywood, and I'm going to put whatchamacallit on it, the vinyl, the same vinyl I used on the walls, and then I'm going to trim it out with those the 1x2s you saw me painting earlier. You'll see. It's going to look pretty awesome. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. You've seen me do this many times before, so I'm not telling you anything new probably. But where I disappear to when I go up there past the camper is to the sander, and I'm sanding down those pieces, getting them ready to paint them. Kipper, calm down. We're going in just a minute. Relax, okay? He still doesn't like it out here. So today I did some more work on this cabinet here. You guys saw me working on that. Coated gel on it. Put one more coat on it. Put it in here to see how it looks. I'm happy with the way it's going to look. Don't forget I got trim going over here to cover up those owies. Maybe a splash guard down here. Some type of splash guard all the way around here. And then, you know, this is the closet area, and I'll put some trim around the whole thing here. What else? Oh, the table. Worked on the table today. You know, I made these. These have been stained and gelled. That's to hold the pull. And I was working on that. The brand new, made a new one of these. Made it wider, a little stronger. And that meant that, here, hold on. Hold that conversation. And I got the floor in, and right now I'm working on the sliding table. Sliding table is going to be like a barn door style. And where's the apparatus? What do I do with it? Oh, it's right there. I'm going to paint that black, and then this has some more pieces to go in the middle of it. All it is the real thin plywood and the vinyl over it, so it's not too flimsy and it's not too heavy. There's the other table. I'm going to put that off for now. I'm going to work on that later. But I want to get at least one table done and in there. I still got to do, I'm working on the top of this. A lot of conversations going on, right guys? Am I driving you nuts yet? I always drive you guys nuts, huh? So the this needs trim, and of course it's going to have a top, a countertop, and it's going to be epoxy. The epoxy is not going to be as fancy as that, but it is going to have some cool maps that I'm printing out, like some really old frontier maps, Lewis and Clark expedition type maps and stuff like that. I'm liking the shop set up better like this. A little more room, a little more functionality. Plus I was blowing circuits, so I had to rearrange this saw so it was on the same line as that saw. Maybe that would stop it from blowing because it's not going to be running at the same time. Oh, this is what I was talking about. So I made this little disc. It's been sanded, there's just no gel on it yet. And I'm going to buy some screws to match that. Then I'll mount that. This will go together, but before I do that, this will get mounted onto that special piece I made, that arm piece I made. I think it'll be a little stronger that way, and give it a little more, because if I did that, like, you remember over there, the screws weren't exactly lining up on the arms like I thought they would. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was thinking I was going to do one more piece, but that would have made it too heavy. This is a better way to do it. This is the barn door pieces, painted, and they're over there. I'm probably going to finish that tonight. I got a really bad headache. I'm getting one of my migraines, I'm pretty sure.
It's in my temple pounding, and it's not full blown yet, but it's coming. So we'll see how I feel in a couple hours when I lay down. Heidi's working the late shift, so I might come back out here at about 1 or so and do some work while I'm waiting for her to get home. What else? What else is going on? I need to figure out how to. Is there space there? There's no space on the other side. It's warped. It's squared. Remember, I tested it. Everything was squared when I put it together. I don't know if it's just the way this thing is settled or what, but somehow I've got to pull that over and screw it in. If I try screwing it in now, it's going to crack and strip, and there's no point in doing that. So I can push. If I can push on it, somebody else can screw it in. But I'm not two people. I'm going to need some help. Then, thinking for the roof. Yeah, this is my life right here. This is what my life is like with this stupid leg that doesn't work right. Falling over stuff. Especially when I'm hurting. Oh. I guess I can set that down. Ouch, 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 ouch. Hey, buddy. You want to come up here with me? What am I doing? What are you doing down there? What are you doing down there? So, I was thinking about some way. It's a really bright light. Sorry about that. See, this is perfectly matched up over here. Perfectly matched up. Nice and flush. So I just need somebody to help me push that over so I can screw the rest of it in. On that subject, what I'm thinking about doing, this has already been glued and screwed and tattooed. So what I'm thinking about doing is, this is a rafter right here. I'm thinking about, and there's a line all the way down it, just cutting that and peeling this piece off, and then putting my full piece, I'm pretty sure that's less than 4 feet that way, all the way across. You know what I'm saying? So that way it ties it in more, because I don't want it to feel like it's going to come apart. The plywood helps everything seal together. So if I could, ideally I'd like to come all the way over to, all the way over, but I don't want to destroy this piece of plywood. It's already done. So if I could just get this piece off, maybe I can scrape, and that's gonna be some fun. But I think that'll help it with its sticking together. Just a precaution. You know me, overbuild everything. Oh, don't fall. Buddy. Ouch, 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 ouch. Knees. Alright, so if we come back tonight, you won't come back because you're a little baby. If I come back tonight, I'm going to sand that thing down. Maybe put a coat of paint on it. I got black paint for it. And then I'm also going to put the pieces in there, flip it over, and stain it. I think I'm just going to stain the back for now. I may do something different later, but for now it's just going to be stained. I mean, it's pretty strong. I mean, it's not supposed to be. This is only like, look how thin that plywood is. There you go. Look how thin that plywood is. So it's just supposed to be, better than a curtain, basically. And it's, sliding nice and easy across. Close off the shower area. Yeah, I ran out of tiles because the Home Depot gave me a bunch of broken ones. Not cool. So now I got to come back and fix that glue, and oh my gosh, that's going to be a fiasco. All right, buddy. Just in case we don't come back in here tonight, let's turn some of these lights off. Turn the music back on, just in case I do come back in. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Who's ready to go in? Tell everybody good night. So good night, everybody.